Hello, hello, my beautiful, beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl, and welcome to our first day of weekend retreat at home. Yay! Finally, we're gonna do it. I don't know. Give it a shot anyway. Hopefully you all enjoy it as much as I will. The idea of this is for you to get out your supplies and to craft with me while you watch the videos. And hopefully when you're done, you'll have all kinds of lovely things made for Christmas. Some could be gifts, some could be for your journals, or some could be just for fun of it because you need a crafty break. Turn off your phone, tell your family, hey, this is my time. I am going to weekend recraft. I'm going to do a retreat and I'm doing it at home. I'm not leaving y'all. I'll be here tonight. But for right now, I'm off to spend some time with Laurette and we are going to craft. Okay, now I'm going to try to move this camera a little bit. I notice I'm having a hard time getting it straight. It like wants to go at a wonky angle. So, I don't know. I don't know if we got it or not, but all right. So let's get busy. Yay, we got lots to do. Now, I'm going to start with, I've got trays of some projects. I'm not going to go over all the projects, but I'm going to go over the things you're going to need to do, to have your supplies ready. That way, some people really like to prep for something like this. You don't have to because I'm not providing stuff for you, other than this is what we're going to do. I kind of feel like maybe you want to get some stuff together. So for this project, now I did this in a video already, but what we're going to do today is we're going to make the journal card. So you're going to want some kind of, if you've done the bags, if you haven't, go watch that video. Okay, then you'll be ready to start with us, or any bag. And what we're going to do is you're going to need some kind of cardstock. Excuse me, my goodness, I had lunch and it's decided to let me know it's there. So you're going to need cardstock and you are going to need mini envelopes. Okay, you're going to need these tiny little envelopes. Now you can make your own if you have your own punch board. I'll tell you the size. They are 3x3 envelopes. Okay, these are little tiny square 3x3 envelopes. You can make your own on a punch board. You can just cut out a piece of paper, make your own. There's a million videos out there, or you can get them at our shop. Now, a lot of what I will show you today, because I use the supplies and we carry everything in the shop because I use these, right? So you guys asked us, where can I get this stuff? So we put it all in one place for you. It's Design Journal and Supply, for those of you who are new. Okay, that's our Etsy shop. Now, you can put that into Etsy, but it's still going to be a pain to find. So in this video, that you'll see my name and all that, and you'll see a little, you'll see a little V, or the word more. You tap on that, and it'll take you to a little drop-down box, and it'll give you a direct link to our Design Journal and Supply shop. Tap on that, it'll take you over to the shop, and you'll be able to find these little envelopes. You'll be able to find a lot of what we're going to be using in our retreat, because we carry these bags. I'm not doing this as a commercial, more than as to help you find what you're going to need for some of the projects we're using. Okay, so we're going to be using those tiny little envelopes in 2 or 3 projects. So you might want to get hold of some or make some. Okay, so that is one project we're going to be doing. We do need it for another project we're going to be doing. So that's 2 times you're going to need it for sure. Then you're going to want to get a hold of some kind of cardstock and cut yourself some tags. Okay, some larger, smaller. These are 3.5-inch tags by 7. And then I just took some scraps. They're still 3.5, but I have cut them. I just used whatever the height was, and I created some taller tags. You're going to need those. Okay, so you're going to need cardstock to play with. You are going to need some either CD holders, the paper ones. You can get these anywhere. We used to have them in the shop. We no longer do, but you can order them. You can find them at Target. They're everywhere. Or you can get these smaller ones from us at our shop. We do have these in stock. They are not coffee dyed. Again, they're 3.25 by 3.25. So we have them in white, so they'll be this color. Or if you already have these, you're going to want some of these. We're going to be doing a project with these. Okay. And so you're also going to need, you know, cardstock, digital papers, whatever ephemera you like to play with. You can do cutouts. You can use magazine bits, but get all of your Christmas supplies out. For this little project here, which I'll show you in a minute, now, if you have die cut machines, get out your die cuts, you know, get out a paper pad, maybe have some small paper pads you can use. For this one, it's a perfect fit for these, okay? And then I'll show you other bits and pieces. So if you have bits and pieces, like, okay, these are purchased. So maybe you buy these little kit thingies. You buy these little ephemera packs. If you've got those in your stash, get those out, okay? You can use cut out bits from old Christmas cards, whatever you want to decorate with, all right? The other thing you're going to want for another future project is a big envelope or big envelopes. These are the white ones, and these are, I'll tell you the size. We have these in the shop. 9 by 12. You're going to need these. We're going to make a lot of stuff, right, during these weekend retreats that we're going to have. And we need some place to put it. So we're going to make a holder for all of that. And all I'm going to tell you is that you need to get some big envelopes, okay? You can, any color you want. We do carry the white ones, and we might have the brown ones. I can't remember. Don't quote me. In the shop, depending upon your preference. We're going to need some of those. These are just bits and pieces that I know I'm going to use to decorate with. You can see I've gotten them at Hobby Lobby, reduced price, Dollar Tree. I mean, you know, all kinds of places. So whatever you got, grab out all of your little bits and pieces. So you're going to need those. You are also going to need some index cards. You can do the smaller ones. I have a variety of sizes of index cards here. I don't even know where that one came from. I know that's is that an index card, or did I fold something? Yeah, it's an index card. Oh, I cut one down. Yeah. We're going to use a variety of sizes from, let's see, 3 by 5. We could use 4 by 6. Okay. Or if you have the really big ones, there are 5 by 8. Okay. So whatever size you have, I've gotten mine from, I've ordered them. I have gotten, some have been in my stash for years and years and years, for 20, 30 years. They've just been sitting around from my business days. Some of them I've picked up, like these, at thrift stores, okay? Salvation Armies, places like that, okay? So we're going to definitely do a project with that. I've cut these out of digitals. These are digitals. You need some music paper. These are digitals. These are Artie Mae's. Artie Mae's has a beautiful set of digitals. So does Vintage Studio 717. I've got an old music book. We're going to be needing those. You're going to need some old book page. You are going to need scraps of paper. Lots of scraps. If you have Christmas scraps, get them out. Again, some more Christmas paper. This is a fun project. I can't wait to start and do with you guys. I don't even have the sample done yet. I'm so excited for it. I need to get a sample made for you guys. But I just want to tell you what you're going to need coming up so that you can get out a pencil. So you can, this is actually 2 projects here where you're going to need either a variety of colored book pages. Now, there are digital shops that have printed book pages, or any old, it doesn't even have to be an old book. Just get a Dollar Tree book that you can cut up, ink it, whatever, Coffee Diet. But you want a couple different colors. You can use old music paper, whatever you've got, any kind of papers that you want to use. But we need 2 to 3 different colors of papers, okay? That's a separate project. All right, so we've got projects. Then you're also going to want to get a hold of a number of doilies. We do have these doilies in the shop, so you'll be able to get a hold of those in a variety of sizes. If you don't have any, you can go to the shop and get them. You're going to need paper lunch bags. I can't remember if we have plain paper lunch bags or not. We may not, but if you can get a hold of some at the grocery store, Dollar Tree, wherever, we're going to do 2 different projects with our lunch bags and our leftover, you know, and scraps. This is a scrap project. We're going to do a big scrap project, and we're probably, I'm not sure how far in we'll do that. I don't know if these are not really in order, but maybe they are. I'm not going to say. But these are some of our projects that we are getting ready to go. Okay. So hopefully you were writing that down. You can stop and replay this video if you need to. Okay. And like I said, you're going to need some cardstock. You're going to need color paper. Lots. You can use all of your scrapbook paper, your digitals, whatever you like to play with. You'll see as I go along what I'm using, and then maybe that should guide you, because you can stop the video, collect some more stuff. But if you get the basics, like I just showed you, you'll feel better about what you have to do, especially if you need to do any ordering. Now, I've been a busy girl with other things because we have a shop that I support, and I am making some goodies, and I'm not sharing these with you because I'm not teaching it. These are just sold in the shop, but I have made all these gorgeous fun pens that we're going to be selling in the shop. I made all of these, and some of them will go as sets, and they'll go in these beautiful little boxes that I made. So I have been busy. I have more of those boxes to make. But, I just wanted you to know I've been a busy girl prepping all of this stuff and that. And, then we had the loss of our friend. And so it's been kind of a strange and busy time around here. Beautiful day today. We went from 85 yesterday to 64 today. That's a big drop. So, gorgeous day. Beautiful. I looked at the trees. Yay! They're actually turning color. California, we get fall and everybody else gets winter. All right, so let's rock and roll. I have promised this forever that we were going to make the cards. Now, what this is I took a piece, and I'm going to do one with you. I took a piece of cardstock, and I covered it with a couple of different papers, some doily, and one of these, let me go like this, one of these little envelopes, okay? And this is what we did with it. We created a pocket in the back and a pocket on the front. And I have put a little cute little tag in there. All right. Oh, isn't she cute? Isn't she cute? Isn't she cute? I think she's so cute. Okay, so we made that one. And then I created a tag to go in the back that you slip right here. So it's got, two pockets within a tag that goes into a bag. Isn't that pretty? So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to start with that one because everybody could do that. I know you have scrap paper. I know you have things you could use. I have cut some papers that I thought I might want to use. And let's see, I did so much prep that I've gotten lost, honestly and truly. I've gotten lost. It's like, you start doing a lot and then you realize, oh my gosh, I just realized I do not have out, pardon me. 1 second. Now where'd it go? I just used it. Okay. Must be in my pile here. I probably have it in the pile to use because I can't find my Christmas music paper. That's unusual for me. Did I put it somewhere else? No. I didn't. It's probably on the floor right next to me, right? Because I pulled out so much stuff, you guys. Oh, it's like, let me look. Oh, yeah, of course, right next to me. If we got any closer, it would have jumped up and bit me right in the face. All right, so what I would like to do is we are going to, let me get out a glue mat. I recommend you do that. Now, you're going to need, all kinds of things. Something to glue on. Old books, old magazines, a glue mat. You're going to need some kind of punches if you have them. If not, you can draw and cut your own. You're going to need scissors, obviously. You're going to need glues. We have all kinds of glues. We'll probably use art glitter glue today and Sugar Bell, and I'm pretty sure we're also going to use some glue stick. Okay, so now for those of you who are new, do not use Elmer's glue. Okay, I can't say it enough. Do not, do not, do not. It is designed for kids' crafts. It will crystallize, turn yellow, and completely fall apart on your projects. You'll be sad. I use Scotch Create. Now, this is the old Scotch Create. The new one, I don't know why I grabbed that one out. But anyway, there's a Scotch Permanent glue stick that you probably could. I love it. It's my favorite. Hold on a minute. Grab one to show you for those of you who are new. Sorry, I tried to get everything ready, but you know. This is the Scotch glue stick. You can get those on Amazon. This was what it used to be. This is the new one, but I had a few left in stock, which I shouldn't use this one. This one's really for, but I don't want to open this one. I have them dated. You know, I want to make sure I use the old ones first. This one works just fantastic on fabric. So does that one. But anyway, so these are the kinds of things you're going to need. You can use, probably the things we'll use will be, I'm going to use some Distress ink in the Lumberjack Plaid, in the Rustic Wilderness, which is our red and our green. And probably I will be using some Distress ink that is Vintage Photo. So that's kind of the colors that I'm sure I'll be using throughout these projects, these three. And if you have them, you'll be safe. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to ink. Any kind of red or green ink pad you could use. But you need some kind of a dauber, which you can get those sponges, those makeup sponges, and use that if you'd like from Dollar Tree or your pharmacy or wherever. Now, I want to make something to go in this bag, so I know I want to. How is everybody today? Are you guys excited about this? Or I hope so. I mean, it's no big deal, really. It's just making the time for yourself to craft, make some gifts for your family, or just craft because you flat want or need to. I'm gonna, yeah, okay. So you need a little cutter if you got one, or you can cut with scissors. Oh, darn it. Of course, I didn't quite get it long enough, but I think that'll work. I can always cut the card down if I want to. If you do not want to see the inner, the white inner on your cardstock, you will lift the left hand towards you and the right hand away from you. Okay, so if you don't want to see that, then you've got this, right? Now, I am rounding corners because I am using rounded corners on this card. Oh, I did not want to do that. Shoot, grab the wrong side. Yeah, that really cut out more than I wanted. Now, don't throw that away. I'll show you why. We're going to use that on another project. So hang on to that. I'm going to redo this because I only want a 1/4 inch on my corners. I like the 1/4 inch. I'm not a fan of the big 1/2 inch anymore. I used to be. Everything was 1/2 inch. Everything. Then I'm going to take my red, and I want to make sure that I get rid of all of any kind of whiteness that might be there. Okay. Because this is cardstock. Then I want to figure out what do I want on the other side. I think I want to use this green and so look at this one really separate. This printer paper does that. It's 32 pounds, but boy does it separate. And I am going to, yeah, I think I like that. Yep. See, sometimes you rip, it's just not controllable. I hate to rip. I really do, because I feel like then I end up with something like that, and that is not what I want. Again, we're going to be using those. Don't do a lot of ripping for a reason. Okay, let's not do that again, because I can't afford for that to go short on me. I'd rather trim it off after than have that happen. Okay, and I am going to do 1/4 inch here and a 1/4 inch here, and then I'm going to get my green ink and I'm going to go around the edges just lightly, clean it up. If you've never used distress inks, you really got to try them out. You really do. If you only want to buy one, do the vintage photo. All right, figure your front from your back. I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to leave that kind of rougher, fun side to write on. And we're going to glue one over the other. Now, we can just use a glue stick here, which maybe I will do that. I'm going to go up here. Hold on. I'll push those bracelets up my arm. That way they're not dangling on the countertop, driving you or me crazy. This one I turned over. This is that pretty bracelet I got for my husband for my birthday. I don't wear it very often, so I thought, oh, I'll wear it today. And I'm going to move away from where I glued because, hold on, I've got the serious case of the stickies. Now, I always have a wet one, and I use wet ones, which is the brand. And then I always have a dry one on my desk to get rid of the sticky fingers, the glue that gets someplace you don't want it. And I'm going to, the nice thing about glue stick is you can move it around. Now, something I want to say about the glues are, one of the reasons I use the Scotch glue is it's not full of water. So it does not ripple your papers. So many of the other glue sticks are full of water. And when you use a glue stick all over it, it ripples your paper, and it stays that way. It doesn't come out looking nice. Now, this is an older glue stick, and I see it's really giving me a lot of glue. Oh, yeah, a lot. I don't mind a little glue, but that's crazy. Okay, we'll move that off to the side. I really didn't have to glue stick this, but I did anyway. And I will trim it off because, you know, I'm always crooked. Always. Always, always, always. If I did something straight, something would be wrong. You need to take my temperature. Yeah. I'm going to retrim that. Yeah, I need to switch out glue sticks is what I need to do. Probably before the next video, I'll get that done. Get in there. And okay, and then if you're not happy with any white edges, you go back with your ink, flip it over. I'm going to move this off to the side while it dries for a minute. And this is your writing side. This is your decorative side. Now we want to use this cute little envelope, but we want to decorate it up. So now I have to decide, what do I want to decorate it with? Do I want to do the same as on there? Do I want to use something else? What did I do with that one? Okay, I did something completely different. So now what we need, I got one finger that is just covered in glue. All right. I would go on and use these, but they're too much like that. We want something that is going to go with this, right? So, oh, I do have this fun paper from Crafty Cat USA. Her last year, I think, no, 23. It's called All-in-One Christmas. She has the most gorgeous papers. And I honestly think that's what I'm going to use. Let me check the width of this. Yeah, it's like 3 in a line. I don't know if this will fit in my smaller cutter. There's 3, just like, okay. All right. Now that's sticky, so hopefully that's gonna dry a little bit. It feels like it's, you know what? It's got sticky all over it. That's when we get out a wet one and we go, a dry one, and we try to fix it because we don't want to be stuck to things that we're not wanting to be stuck to. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop this little baby in here. Oh, that extra little line, just a tad too much. Got to cut off just the tiniest amount. Okay. Hopefully that will now, sorry about that. We want to get the shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop that in there all the way, as far as it'll go. Make sure it's all the way to the bottom. Get out your pencil. Make sure it's sharp. And we are going to draw and hope. Now I got it stuck in there. Come on, you. Can I? Yes, I can follow the line just barely with the light. I'm going to cut out the shape that we just did. If you flip the paper over, it will not fit correctly, so don't do that. People are tempted to do it. You can try it and you'll see what I mean very quickly. All right, there you go. Perfect fit. Okay, so you might want to ink it or not. It's totally up to you. You pick your color. I'm going to use the green, I think. Today I'm in a green mood. I noticed when I was working earlier, I was doing working on some samples for the retreat. So how's there, everybody? What are you guys up to? Are you all well? I hope so. Beautiful weather. Gorgeous. I know, funny, I was on Instagram and Facebook and, a few other places the day after Halloween on the 1st. And I see a lot of the gals I follow are already getting their Christmas trees up and decorating for Christmas because it's the day after Halloween. You need to remember, people say, what about Thanksgiving? Well, a lot of countries don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and a lot of people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They're not particularly thankful for things right in our country right now, so they don't celebrate it. I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac because I can move it around. I will stop in the middle of whatever I'm talking about and tell you what I'm using and why, because we're doing paper on paper and this works well on everything. But it also allows me to move it around. So if I don't get it on there right, like that, come on, get over there. I can move it around. Or you could glue stick that, because when you want to move it around, if you use art glitter glue, it dries immediately and you cannot move it. Cannot. I noticed I'd already used red on here, so I'm just going to go around the edges and then go right to the very edge because it wouldn't fit inside this envelope. If you decide, oh my gosh, I need to ink this, then you just put a piece of paper in the way and you go ahead and ink. That way you don't get any ink. There we go. All right, now we want to do the the lid. So what we could do with that is just glue it on and cut it out. That might be the easiest way to do it. Or you can just do a, you know, I'm trying to figure out how I wanted to do that. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do it, so just do what works for you. But yes, I will stop periodically when we're right in the middle of something in a story or whatever, just to tell you why I'm using a certain glue. I use this one again so I could move it around, and it wasn't close to my hand, so I just grabbed it. And I feel a lot of sticky. Okay. All right. And then we are going to... I'm cutting around. I'm kind of holding my breath. There we go. All righty. Okay, now we have it. All right. Now, if we want to keep this on here and we want to use something that goes with it, we could use a circle. We can use I don't know if I have any red and green. Oh, yes, I do. What am I saying? Huh. I even gold leafed them. We could use something like this on there to close it up. Or I don't think I want to use the Santa. It just doesn't quite go with that particular project. I mean, we've got this pretty little girl. But we could use, I did make a bunch of gold ones. Hold on a minute. And I do have some red and green, I think. Let me look. Sorry about the shoulder there. Oh, my hair is probably a hot mess. It's clean and everything. It's just fuzzy as heck. Let's see, we could use, oh, that's pretty. We could use something like that on there. I don't know if I have any red ones in here. I don't think I have any red. Oh, maybe I do. Oh, it's red and gold, but that's not bad. I got the green. These are, oops. These are actually all real. These right here are wax. These are made with wax glue sticks. I'm not sure what the difference is, but that's a bit too, that's not quite the right color gold. So we don't want that color. I kind of like that on there. I mean, or now I'll try to give you a variety of things you could use if you don't have everything, right? Find what you do have. You don't have to have everything I have. I'm trying to give you as many options. I'm going to take and do a little circle out of there. I'm going to ink the back of this just a little bit in case it shows. Excuse the finger there. I got a new die cut and a die cut set that goes in my Big Shot die cutting machine. And I was, taking them apart, and there was a sharp edge, which I know that's always a potential. And it got me good. Didn't notice it at first, and I suddenly noticed, I'm bleeding on everything. Good thing it was just junk that I was bleeding on, threw it away, but scrap paper. So, but it happens to the best of us. We could use one like that instead of using one of these, okay? So we'll do that because this is the easiest for you. And all you do is you just glue it, make sure it's on a heavy enough. This is a cardstock it's on. So just make sure it's heavy enough to hold it down. Now I have, You can use, for those of you, let me grab my glues. 1 second, I gotta grab one more. Glossy accents. You can take and fill this up with a glossy accent, let it dry, and then put it on. I have my acrylic circles that I use on everything. I mean, literally everything. And I'm going to use one of those on there. So you don't have to have it sparkly. You know how I am. You know how I am. If you're new and you don't know, I'm the queen of bling, I swear. I've been told that by others. I didn't name myself that. Let's see which way we want to go. Down, up. I think we'll go up. But you could do the same thing by just using glossy accents on it and let it dry. And that will take care of, I wanted things out so that you could see, you know, what we're using today. You're also going to need a bone folder quite often. And I'm going to use my glitter glue because I want this to stay. And I said I want it to go up, or do I want it to go down? Up. And what I do is I will pull it up, put the tip there, then lay it down so that we don't get glue and we don't glue it down. Does that make sense? See? Now, while it's drying, I always pull that out because I've had it stick before. And then, boy, was I a very unhappy camper. Now, see, that looks pretty. I think that's pretty. We may want to use some doilies. We have color doilies in our shop. I may want to use some doilies. So I believe we have little red ones in the shop. You can use white ones. You can use whatever color you want. I even have heart ones. I rip them apart when I use them. Now, these are vintage. You won't have these. I will be the only one that has these. Thinking about putting it on that side. Oh, that green does not go with that. Not at all. Let's go back to the red doilies. Okay. Or gold. We could use gold doily. I know I have that. Do I have any ripped up pieces? I always have like a little scrap bag that has bits and pieces of things. I have to poke through here because I have a lot, and you know it. Where am I bigger? Your buddy's losing her mind. Unless I pulled them out already. You know, I go to things automatically without thinking. So, oh, there they are. I kind of actually, let's see, do we have gold on that bag? We do have a little bit of gold. I like the idea of the gold doily on there. Maybe doing it like that, moving it down, moving the doily up. I mean, this, I'm not sure the style, but we do have gold doilies in the shop. We have red, we have green. I think we have all manner of colors for you to use. We're going to use doilies a lot, so if you don't have any, it's worth grabbing some. I know there's also digitals for doilies, and sometimes I have seen in some packs of scrapbook paper that they have doilies in them, as weird as that is, you know. So I'm going to use the whole thing. I was just going to rip one up, but I think, yeah, there's only one there. I had to double check. I don't think, these aren't my vintage doilies. I'm not sure the designer style, the ones in the shop. I've had these for a little while, and it may be, I don't know what Jolene got. Now that should be dry. Yes, it is. And yeah, And then we want to put this on as a pocket. Now, I highly recommend, if you're going to do that, that you, oops, make sure it's right side up. Put your hand where you do not want to close it. And you're going to go right down the side. And I will pause periodically just to give you guys a chance to catch up. Yes, you can replay. That's a great thing about a video, unlike a real class or a retreat, because I just took some classes with Tim Holtz and Heidi. I don't know Heidi's last name. She's the owner of Simon Says Stamp Shop, which is huge and been around a long time. Major card maker, stamper, mixed media. And we're going to put that on so that this is the pocket here. And take your flat end of your bone folder and just go over your pieces to make sure they're going to stay. Okay. Now we can add words. We can add trim. We could add lace. What do I have on this one? I want it to be similar to this because you want, like, you'll notice this speaks to this one, right? They have similar papers, colors. I use the gold on both. I use that on both. So you want to have things that are similar in, so they speak to each other, similar in style. Now these two are speaking to each other because they're in the same colorways. But I'm thinking I want to put some trim there. Hold on a minute. I have to move my cutting board. I fell on the floor and I do not want to fall over that. Now I could not put every single thing on my desk or I wouldn't even be able to sit here. I wanted to see if I had a more narrow, I do. I didn't want as fat. I wanted to use some trim. And I didn't want it to be as fat as the other one. So, because this is a small, this is going in the bag, it isn't the bag, right? This one's vintage. I can tell you this particular trim is vintage. It's from my stash for making Christmas stockings. Medium rickrack. Okay, yes, that is I have medium, large, and small. I'm using a smaller rickrack. I believe you can still buy it online at more than likely. Well, I just put rickrack in and see what you get. I noticed these edges were getting kind of funky. Okay, so I will definitely put that on with Fabri-Tac, or if you're in another country, Fabri-Fix or 3-in-1. Okay, so, or any other good something bond, flash bond, I think they have in Italy. So any kind of a good fabric glue. Do not use white glue. It will not hold. It'll stay on for a little bit and then it will fall right off. So don't do it. So not worth your time and effort. I'm going to move that up just a little bit and then I'll trim it. Okay, I'm going to get a drink of water. Everybody else grab a drink of water. Except in my case, that was Diet Coke. I had a quick snack before I started the video so I could get through it. I'll probably have to have a snack between videos. Now, I'm not liking that up there. That is really bothering me. I don't know if I want to put another trim up there. I could maybe use that green velvet again to match our bag. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Or I have to trim it. I don't know, because I don't like that, right? So I've got my scissors. My pinking shears, which are great to cut velvet with because it keeps it from making too much ravelly, kind of shreds. I keep my my velvets as much as I can covered because they are dust collectors. And once they start collecting dust, many times they collect bugs with the dust. So you have to be careful. Oh, There they are. I looked everywhere for these. I just found them. Yay. You know, sometimes you pull something out and this is something made by Celeste. These are film strip die cuts by Celeste at Woodland Inspired. And you're going to see me use a lot of her work. Right now, her shop is on vacation. I have let her know that I'm currently doing videos with showcasing her products. So, I don't know if that's going to get her to open the shop again or not, but I have an entire thing here full of her stuff that we're going to be using. So, Celeste, if you're watching this video, you might think about opening the shop. I know she's kind of on vacation, so I don't know. She might have closed for the holidays. A lot of times she doesn't open again until next spring, but darn. But you could just, if she's not open, you can just Google or, search in Etsy for what you're looking for. Film strips or anything like that I show you that she made. See if maybe there's another shop that makes them. But I would check her shop first because she's the queen and she does the best stuff ever. Hi, Celeste. One of my favorite ladies in the world. Well, she's actually one of my very, very favorite shops. And through the shop and us shopping and her watching my videos and being a follower, we have become buds. And I am so fond of her. I follow her on Instagram and all of the ridiculous snow every year. I believe she lives in maybe upstate New York. Not sure, but someplace that gets a lot of snow. Oh my gosh. So anyway. Hello, sweet friend. All right, now we need some kind of a little, now see that did not stick. So sometimes when you're sticking something on these something that's gold and shiny like this, you need a little extra something there. Well, we want to make a little journal card. Now, I could use like another one of these sweet girls to match, like we kind of did in here. Or I could use something completely different. I could use something from the kit. I don't know. This is Amy's kit. Let me see if that would fit in there. Oh, it does. Nice. Okay. And is there something little we could put in the pocket, maybe? Yeah. There. That. Okay, let's do that. This is from Amy's kit. Amy at Crafty Cat USA on Etsy. And this is the most stunning kit. She's got a new one out this year, which I have not had time to print. I've got it. I just got to get it printed. Hi, Amy, if you happen to watch this. Amy's busy like I am, so who knows? She's got her own channel. I'm trying to keep up with that 50 stack challenge. I can't do it. I got behind, and because I've been prepping for this and other health issues, I just have not been able to get back. See, I think that'll fit in there. Yes, it will. So let's get the corners on both of these. You know I got to have the corners done or I'm not a happy girl. And I'm going to do these. Okay, 1 minute. And I'm going to... Yeah, I've even printed on the back of that. Oh, yeah. That was last year. I made a journal last year. It sold immediately. I think it was a journal I made. I don't remember. I made something last year. Let me move this glue mat before I end up with glue on things I don't want it on. Let me just... There we go. All right, let me put that up. I'm getting quite a mess going here. It doesn't take me long, does it? Not at all. And I want to go around the edges. The red. Cute, right? Oh, Oh, you know what I could have used? Well, could have used one of my little arg. Okay, 1 minute. I don't know about red on this. I'm kind of like the green. I need to re-ink this, but I like the amount that's on here right now, so it's perfect, right? I'm afraid if I re-ink it'll be too much green. Okay. Yeah, I had to keep a band-aid on this because I cut it right in the joint. So every single time I move my finger, guess what happens? I need to put some of this back. I'm getting crazy here. I am crazy, but that's beside the point. I am getting too much stuff. And I don't have enough room for me. Okay. Oh. I'm going to see if I have any red bows. Yes, but some of them are really big. I don't know if I have any little red bows. I do, but they have, the littler ones have pearls on them. I don't want to pull the pearls off because there's just a few of those left. I only have these big red bows. I want to use a red bow in this. That red bow is a little feminine for Santa, huh? And that's going to be big to go in there. Well, maybe this one could get a little gold bow. And then Santa, you need something. Maybe you could get a gold bow. What do we think, Santa? Maybe in the corner, or. Oh, I know. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying not to dump everything. I'm right behind you. I've got a box of bows. And we have all these tiny little bows in the shop. Jolene got these in. All these tiny little different patterns every time, but oh yeah. Oh, you know what I want? There. Got it. So we have all these little tiny little bows in all these little colors. I think I handmade these. Yeah, I did. I handmade all these little red and white bows to use. Okay, so they're sitting there staring at me. I look at them every day, and I think to myself, oh, I need to use those, and then I don't. I also have these. These are from my doll making days. And I would put the bows and all the roses and things in their hair. Or. Okay, or, no, not those. 1 minute. Oh, what else did I find? I am finding all kinds of good things on my desk, you guys. I have so much stuff. Or I could have used like one of these little tiny, that's what I was thinking I should have used down here, was one of these. I should have used like that there. Got to use that. Okay. No, that's too big. I think that's, oh, I could put it up there. I don't have many smaller though, I don't think. No, I'm gonna stick with the bows. But these are in Jolene's shop, A Jewel Design. If you need some fun little doohickeys. Those are my bit boxes that have all kinds of bits in it that I use. I've been going pretty quickly here. I need to slow down for a minute. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna wear myself out before I even get halfway done here. Oh yeah, back to what we were doing now. So Jolene has these little miniature bows, and they've been selling out super fast. She's already on her second or third set. And our supplier each time has different ones They're not always the same. So the ones we got the first batch through already sold out. We could only get the ones, a different set in the second batch, which are just as cute. And they're perfect for stuff like this. Especially to decorate with. Just so cute, right? And where'd that other one go? Okay, just double checking here. I don't want to over decorate what's going to go in here because this is just a tiny little envelope. Isn't that the cutest? Okay. And then we've got Santa to go back here. Oh, isn't he cute peeking up over? And I do feel like we need a little something up there. Okay. Now, I know I have an envelope for all of this somewhere. I just don't know where. I'm sure I'll find it someday. I'll put those behind me. Okay, out of my way. Trying to figure out where to put those so they're still around and accessible. I'm just double checking on the floor here. I have got so much stuff around me, so I could do this. Let's go to my bits box here and let's find, what did we use? Oh, yes. Okay. So, oh, goodness. There they are. Let me find let me find a star. I'm going to put it on one side. I don't want it right in the middle. And a couple little, are those the same size? No. I like that size better. Okay. Let me see. Are those the same size? No. I just need two the same. Come on. Oh my goodness. Same size, maybe they are. I don't know. That's what I'm going to use anyway. That's what I'm going to use anyway. That wouldn't be one of my videos without a siren, guys. Just would not. And now every doggy in the neighborhood's gonna bark. Glad I don't have a dog. I don't mean it that way, but you know, the barking part. The howling. Drives me crazy. Half the time I don't know those dogs are there because they're pretty quiet. Except when the ambulances and the fire trucks, which they're all over the neighborhood. Now, those of you who are looking for stories, I will be doing stories. Maybe not on this first one because I got to kind of concentrate to launch this thing, but I got to figure out how to get that back there. I want it in here so I know what I bought. If I want to buy it again, there's 3 different kits in here. And so, yeah, I almost did it. Kind of feel like Tetris here. Oh, get it in the hole. Get it in the hole. There we go. Get it in the little hole. You guys have that, like, it was a game when we were kids. It was a box. And it had holes. And it had little balls at the top. And there were little handles. And you would tilt it. And it would go in. Like a tilt to something. And, oh my gosh. I used to play with that for hours. Which is what this reminds me of. As I want to get those all in the front. All right. Well, anyway, there we go. I did it mostly. Anyway, I still love that. It was a wood box, and it had a tilty thing, and you had little handles, and you could tilt the handles to make the ball go in, and you would add up the points, and whoever got the most won. So that's what that made me think of. I wasn't a big game player, but there are a few things that I liked. All right, now we have a tag that would look complementary. It's not identical, but I think it goes well enough with the reds there and her dress. And, you know, we've done enough things that we now have our bags full. I do have 2 more bags in here with cards to do. I mean, I have 2 more to decorate. I don't know if I'm going to, if I'll ever get to it. I mean, honestly, there's where my other gold pieces were. I knew. Now, these are extra. I should pull those out because I'm going to have a feeling I'm going to want them later. And I'm going to be all upset if I don't have them. All right. So let me check to see how long our video is at this point. I love that we are done with these bags with their little matching cards. I'm going to pull the card out. One thing about these bags is they get kind of ragged at the top, but I guess that makes it look old and vintage. Okay, so we finally got to those, and I promised, and I decided to open the retreat with these. We're at 1 hour and 4, which is fine. We did say that these would be much longer. All right, I have run out of places to throw things, guys. Truly. I have literally run out of places to put things. Oh my gosh, okay. I am looking for the envelope that I know goes with that. Why am I not seeing it? I don't know. Okay, I'm just sort of organizing for the next project. Take a little break. There it is. Oh, I knew. That doesn't go to that. I knew there were more goodies to that kit. Oh, okay. I'm going to take that paper clip off because, you know, I need those. I'm going to pop that in there. I may need these for another project, so I'm not going to go too far with those. I need those to stick around. I have to find the envelope that that came from and put those next to me. I put those next to me, guys. Later I'll say, where did I put those? Next to me. All right. Now, oh, oops. Sorry. I knocked my cutter over. Sorry about the sniffles. The weather. 40 degrees, 20 degrees, all over the place. Now, if you remember, we made these. And when we made these, I said that I thought it'd be great if you made or had some little cards to go inside the envelopes. And you could make a stationery. There is a video for this, how we made it, but we can make our own stationery. And how we would do that is we would cut some cards that are 6 by 3 by 6. And we would, let me move that tray over. And we would, 1 second. Let me grab my scoreboard. My baby scoreboard. Where's my baby scoreboard? Where's my little baby scoreboard? There she is. Okay, so what we would do with these, we're going to make our own stationery. We're going to go 3. So get some cardstock. This is actually 4 cards, this card making kit. I put that at 3 and look, it came out weird. One thing about this, I think because it's so thick, it gives me a weird... Gonna do it on this one too. Yeah, it did. Well, I'll just trim it because it's better to have a little bit smaller. Otherwise, it's difficult to slide it into the envelopes because the envelopes are 3 inches. They're 3 by 3. So having it a little smaller is not a bad idea. And got this one. I think, yeah, that particular scoring tool, for some weird reason, really creates a wide thing and it throws off your measurement. You're almost better using like one of these, right? An embossing tool. All right, now these should fit right inside your little envelopes. Okay. Yeah, they do. I mean, just barely. Or you can go this way, which might be easier. Yep, that goes in there easier. Yep. Okay. So we're going to go like this. I'll put this in here. And you can take and fill these up. So instead of maybe having journal cards in there, or you could have journal cards in there too, you could sit here and make a little stationery set for people to use to send out thank you cards or little notes to their friends. This is a great happy mail, honestly, to send something like this. And you could still have these in there. I mean, they will fit. They'll fit. I mean, that pocket holds a lot. And then you can close it up with your little paper clip that we made in another video. There's another video for both the paper clips and the file folder. Now, my thought is you probably wouldn't want to give just plain note cards, right? So an easy way to do that is to take your little note card and cut yourself some pages that would fit. Now, I pre-cut this, and I don't know why it came out like that. Remove that. Okay. Well, I can trim them. I mean, that's what we have trimmers for, right? I pre-cut paper for this. I did. Isn't that strange? I did. Weird. Okay, well, anyway, you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box full of chocolates, right? So, I need another sip of Coke. I need the caffeine, the time change. How are you guys doing with the time change? Oh my goodness. The cats and me, lunch meal-wise, is crazy. I'm hungry at weird times. I never know. Let me cut this 3. Just a hair under the 3 there. And maybe a hair under the 3 there. And of course, we're going to keep that scrap because I have used every bit of these. And these were from another project from last year. So I've used them a lot. Okay, I need to cut that some more. And put it right on the front. And just glue it to the front. And then you can put a little something there, a little sentiment, a Merry Christmas or a Santa or something like that. And you have cute little note cards. So let me see what this actually ended up, sizes actually ended up being. Because I still feel like that is too long. I wanted to see the edge of the paper just a hair, like just, I wanted to mat it. There we go. There we go. That's what I want to see. Okay. So let's see what this ended up being so we know what to pre-cut all of our papers at. So this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and then maybe make sure that's the same. Yep. Now, you don't have to do them all the same. You could make each one totally different. But what I like the idea is that different ones, you know, not all the same. So I think I will use this just to make sure I get it. I'm not going to... Yeah, I like that side better. I'm not going to ink. These are double-sided. Ink them. I don't know what who hubby's talking to. He talks to the cats a lot. I didn't realize that. I'll say, who are you talking to? Oh, just the cats. Okay. Not my daughter. He was just at her house. Cleaned out all her gutters, trimmed her bushes, helped her haul her patio furniture up under the awning. You know, the stuff she had out on the stone patio, and put it up on the covered patio. So that, ooh, that's where I wanted it. Darn it. So that everything, she could tarp everything for the winter. He changed her filter and helped her get her wood in the backyard. And she is ready for winter. Joe gave her a whole bunch of kindling for her fire. I'll come up with some words for that in a minute. Okay, so we've got 2 of those, and let's do, I'm going to put that back on there. These are the totally hidden paper clips. Okay, so those are done, so we have 2 more over here. Now, are these the same size? Sometimes they aren't. No. Does that fit in there okay? Yeah, it does. I just want to make sure. It goes in okay and comes out okay. All right. And, yeah. Now, these would match beautifully. Or maybe one of each of these would be cute. This one's really almost cut. So let's just double check this one. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Ooh, that one, oh, that's okay. It's not perfect, but you're hand making this. I mean, it's hard to hand make these, honestly. So let's go 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Whoa, that's a completely different one. I cut them all the same. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. All right, well, this one feels like it's not folded right. Let me double check it. It felt really crooked. That's because it was really crooked. Okay. Sorry guys, I have something in my face. I don't know if it's stray hair from my bangs. I have on a headband and my hair is so fluffy with this weird weather. It's like standing up. I even straightened it as best I could, but apparently that did me no good. All right, well, let's put these on. I think this makes a wonderful gift for somebody, right? I'm not a card maker anymore. I used to be long, long ago. And I have forgotten all of my card making skills. I can still watch videos and get it back if I wanted to, but I'm so busy with everything else. I don't really have time to make cards like I used to. And I don't really have anyone to give them to, so... Oh, I was trying to figure out which was the brighter side of this paper. It's a double-sided paper, but one side's a little flat and the other side's a little brighter. Just a hair. My husband and I watched the most unusual movie. Can't even think of what the name of it is. But I was never so nervous in my life. And it's not a horror film. I have to get the name of it for you. But, oh my goodness. It was about... I'll tell you in a minute. I want to find some labels for that. And I'm going to use my Tim Holtz ones. You can use anything you want. These have the words I want to use the big words if I can find, like something that says Merry Christmas or good things, winter, ho, 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 peace on earth, winter wishes. Those aren't bad. Let's try those. Let me get this on here and then I'll just want to. Now you could mount this again on another piece of paper, which would give it some dimension, or you can leave it. Do I have any red? I know I do. Wait 1 second. I know I do because I just made a whole bunch of stuff. Where did I put it? I'm in the middle of making a whole bunch of stuff. And I have a bunch of red bits and pieces here. Oh, but see, red on red isn't going to do me any good, huh? Maybe I will. Just to give it some dimension. Anyway, this movie, oh my goodness. It was about a nuclear bomb being set off somewhere in the ocean. Well, they don't really know where it came from. They don't know where it's going. And it goes off and they said, oh, don't worry, you know, we'll. And it shows all the different departments of the government that deal with when that happens. And they're like, well, we have ICBMs, I think they're called, that will shoot it down. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Well, they shot off 2 and they didn't knock it down. And it was headed for Chicago, what they call the bucket of Chicago, right in the middle. And half of the government workers' families lived in Chicago. And so, of course, it starts a panic. They're panicked. And it shows each department and how they deal with it. And you're thinking, oh, it's not really going to hit, you know. And it shows that they pull off all these people that have IDs that they're given to survive if there's a nuclear war. Because they were worried if they don't know where it came from, so they don't know who to shoot back at. And no one's taking responsibility for it. And so part of the thing is the president has to decide, what option is he going to do? Is he going to ignore it, let him get away with it? Is he going to answer back? And if he does, what option? A, B, or C, or D? Which they called rare, medium rare, and well done. I mean, it was just, I the whole time, oh my gosh, my leg was shaking and is it going to hit? Is it going to hit? And you know what? And what are they going to do? Are they going to fight back? What are they going to do? Well, I'm not going to tell you how this movie ends. It's on Netflix. When I get the title of it, I'll let you know. But, oh my gosh, it does not end the way you think it's going to end. My husband and I were both, what? Yeah. They let you draw your own conclusion by showing you some things, and you hear the screen goes black, and you hear sounds, and then just before it goes black, you see some things, then you hear a sound, and it goes black, and you go, oh, no, it hit. And, I mean, we think, but the way they did, oh, gosh, you guys. My hubby and I were like, we sat there 2 hours and hour and a half, 2 hours. It was really, really well done. There was a lot of well-known actors in it. It had some surprises, I'm going to tell you. It had quite a few. And it was sad because basically they lead you to believe it's the end of the world if we ever do the nuclear option. Fight back. Someone attacks us and we fight back, it's over. The world's done. So it's like, because everyone will set off their bombs, and then whoever survives is all that's left. Oh, isn't that cute? Whoops. I need to put more glue on that. Anyway, it was one of those, I told my husband, we have to watch something else. I'm never going to go to sleep. My heart was pounding. It was very, very traumatic. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you. Oh my goodness. Now, where did I do with the other 2? There they are. Let's put some words on these babies. I need to get some green scraps cut. I don't think I have any. I think we'll just use the red scraps. But, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I don't even. What was the name of that? Gosh. It had a really unusual name. And so that's why I can't remember it. But I will tell you, it did not have the ending I was expecting, honestly. I was floored. Those might be thin enough. See how I keep everything? But this is why I do. Because when you keep everything, you have lots of stuff to play with, right? Lots and lots of stuff. People say, well, what'd you do with that? You're going to see what I did with that, right? Why do you need to keep all those scraps? Well, as you can see why. I think I have green words that would probably look hello, where'd they go? Would probably look okay on those. So what do we have? Happy Holidays is a good one. Will that fit on there? Ooh, right to the very end. Okay, I think I can do it. And I can always add glue to these if they're not sticking. And what I'm doing is I'm matting these, giving them a border. Here, my hubby out watering the plants. We haven't had any rain, but we're supposed to get some in a couple of days. But because it's been such weird weather, we have to keep watering. Can't wait to turn off the water. And then, funny, the guys come to the door. Oh, you have a water leak, which meant we also had a giant water bill, and we were not happy. So we call the water company and we're like, you guys, they just came and told us that we have a leak and it's yours. You guys changed the meter and we want a discount on our bill. Oh, well, we don't do that. What do you mean? You caused the leak. Oh, my hubby was mad. So he calls the water company. They send us a supervisor out. And he said, you guys changed the meter a few days ago. Or a month ago, excuse me. And it's been leaking ever since. So that means I have a big whopping water bill. Well, we don't. It's like, no, that's your fault. You want me to go to city council and complain? So, I mean, it was quite funny. I don't know if we're going to. Well, what we do is we discount the, I don't know, some weird, they came up with this weird computation. We said, well, we better not see a big water bill because we are not paying it. Period. You guys put a new meter in. You put it in wrong. It leaked. Ours wasn't the only one they put in. Apparently they were faulty. Got our neighbor too, so Joe. So they had to redo Joe's too. Okay. Cute, right? Now you got these cute little cards that you can give to somebody as a thank you that they can use. They can put them on packages. Oh, these would be cute little things on a package or with a package. Going to put with cookies or something if you're giving your neighbor some cookies. Wouldn't these be adorable? And I feel like they need one more little thing. These do. So let me use, you know what I'm going to get, right? I need to get these into another little container. Oh, that's what I got that container for. I am such a dingbat. What did I put it in? What did I put into it? Did I? What did I do with that container? Oh, it's up there. No? Maybe. Anyway, I got out a little container to put these in. So I don't have to dig them out of that little, so if they come open, I don't have to dig them out of the box. Someone said, where could they get these? They can't. These are from the 1950s and 60s. These are original. These are original Dennison stars for 15, gum stars for 15 cents. You cannot get these. You can get a newer version of them somewhere probably, but they're not something you can get unless you can get it off like eBay, someplace like that, collector site, or you're at a estate sale and someone has them from their desk, you know, or their business supplies. So they're not something you can get a hold of. I'm just very, very fortunate to have them. So they are not available. Gotta go looking for them. There are gals who get a lot of this vintage stuff. and you got to check their Etsy shops. And I'm trying to decide if I want a third one. Yeah, well, maybe. Okay. So someone says they wait for these to come out and me to tell them where to get them. It's like, no, you can't. You could put Denison Stars #2, and maybe you'll find them, like I said, on eBay, someplace like that, or estate sales, or some of the Etsy shops could have them if they carry the original, if they get original things. I know that Emily Vintage Polka Dot Shop gets a lot of original stuff, but I've never seen her get these. So believe me, if she did, I would have bought more. I should tell her to keep her eyes open for them, for me and my ladies. But you can also, if you've got a die cut machine, you could cut out little mini stars and little mini hearts and things and have something very close. Hey, that's cute, right? So that is the reason for all these little envelopes, is to make a set of stationery cards to go with your file folder cards. And I would not decorate the outside of these because I would want to leave that up to my friends to do, you know. But they have these cute, now they have these cute cards that go inside their little file folder gift. And I would leave like this there to make it look cute, and then just go right down the center. And I would, maybe I would do this one here. No, that hides them. Let me just put it in there. And then, you know, like this. And they've got this cute little, and you just close it up with your hidden paper clip. The other day I couldn't think of that word, hidden paper clip. Crazy, right? Well, it's my hands. Sorry, they're a bit shaky today. I need some more food. I'll probably go have a snack before we do our Sunday. Okay, so there you have that set is now done and ready to go. All set. So more goodies. Those are all gifts that we've done so far that you could give to someone in a Happy Mail or something like that. You guys, if you saw my studio right now, you'd be like, for those of you who've seen my studio tour and know what it normally should look like when it's all cleaned up, it looks nothing like that. Nothing like that. There is stuff everywhere because I've got Christmas out. Can't wait to put it all away in some ways, but not in others, because then I'll be heartbroken, you know, but I don't have my Christmas stuff out, so it's okay. I'll be all right. It'll be fine. Okay, so where are we at here? We are at an hour and 28. Wow. So now, the thing I have debated on is, do we keep going and do a full 2-hour video, or do we cut it off here and have another one for Sunday? Because I don't really know how long you want your retreat to go each day, right? You need to let me know if you have any preference as to how long you want the retreat sessions to last. I did not ask that. I honestly should have asked you guys what you wanted to see happen. Sorry, I was just putting my my scraps away because they're taking over my desk. Let's put a few things back. I mean, I did need to leave a few things out because we're still working, but that depends on, do we stop here or do we go on to the next? Boy, I am so undecided on that one, whether I want to keep going on that or if I'm going to stop right here. I mean, I still have, these are all the papers that I cut for it, but I don't necessarily need those. Those can get put away probably at some point. That can come off the desk. I think we're done with that. So, do we go forward or do we stop? You know what? I think for our first day, and because I don't really know this first weekend, I'm going to be doing several weekends of these. How far you guys want to go with this? Like I said, do you want it to go full 2 hours, 3 hours? What do you want to see this be? I would think 2 hours is probably my max capability for my energy. 2 is probably like it. So what might need to happen is you let me know. This is our next project, and I had hoped to get to it today, and I'm not sure. This is it. I will show you. This is it. Well, one of them. That's the finished one, but I have 2 sizes. So I have the little size of that, and then I have the big size. And the idea is we're going to, oh, sorry guys, I poked myself in the eye. I covered the outside of our CD folder, right? And decorated it up. Now this can either be a pocket on a journal page, or it could be something that is attached to a journal page that goes like that, or it could be tucked in a pocket. It is 5 inches wide. Most journal pages, if you're doing a fat journal, which I don't think I have one here. I need to bring in my Christmas journal. I haven't brought in my Christmas journal this year, guys. Whoopsie. I do that every year, and this year I have not brought it in. Huh. It's kind of strange, right? I normally do that. Let me... Oh. I just slipped on my thing. Okay. So let's find a page. Pretend this is your Christmas journal. As you can see, it will glue down, and it can become a pocket. And if you glue it in, if you're going to glue it in, I would rip this top off, okay? Because you can't tuck it in. I would just rip it right off if you're going to glue it down. If you're going to use it as the side, then I would go ahead and decorate that if you have any scraps. I don't think, did I have any leftovers of that? I don't know. I don't know if I had any leftovers. I used that paper pad. So that means more than likely I put it in here. Hopefully that's where I put it. If I had any leftovers of that. Let me see. So if you have a leftover, you can just go ahead and cover that back piece. Did I have leftovers? Maybe not. No. Okay, I should have had leftovers, because I know that would not have done right? That wouldn't have covered the whole thing. One more place I gotta look. Not in there. There they are. I knew they were here. I knew there was leftovers. Gosh. Some days, I tell you. So what you would do with this one is you would go ahead and cover this with your leftover scrap, right? And then you would go ahead and put it over here, and that would make a tuck on this side of the page, okay? And then you could flip it out. And if you're going to do that, more than likely, you're going to want to cover this, and I would, you would not open it. It would not be a pocket. It would just be like this, and you would decorate it that way, okay? Otherwise, you're going to go this way. Does that make sense? I hope that's what I said was right. So I made it as something, a pocket, right? So this will come off. And I'm just going to, I can't tuck it in because see what happens? It comes down and it shows. So we would take that off as if it's going to be a pocket. And this is what's inside. Now I did cover the outside. I covered the inside and decorated the outside. And then I made a little journal card, which if I'm going to tuck it in and I take that off, I would add a tab up here so you can pull it in and out. Or remember I said we needed to cut some big tags? Well, this is why we needed big tags. Because what you could do is you could put this one in here. So there's one tag. And you would put the second tag in here, decorate it, and put the second tag in there. So what I'm going to do is I wasn't I hadn't decided, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that off. Oh, I'm not going to throw that away. But I am going to clean that up a little bit. I did a pretty good job, but not a great job. There. All right. So you have that pocket, and we'll put a tab on it, and then you have, come on, you little stinker. Then you could put another one in there, or you could put it behind where you don't see it, but it just sits in there, and it sits on the page like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Badly. Sorry, guys. You can tell I've been at it a little while today, and I'm starting to get tired. So maybe it is time to quit, because I am getting a bit tired today. So I think what we'll do is, this is our next project. So get a hold of your bits and pieces like this. Get your papers out. Get out your cardstock. And cut yourself some tags. Now these tags, if you want to pre-cut tags, are 3.5 by, I think I said earlier, 7. We're going to need them about, if you're going to use the big one. Of course, if you're using a small one, you're going to cut yourself some smaller tags, right? So I just, as you can see, I have these ready to go, and there's a couple different ways we can decorate these. So this would all be done in that next video. So for the Sunday video, which would be our next day, and you can see I am pretty much ready. Now I use these, 1 minute, I have it here. Yep, I did. Now I don't know if Celeste is open or will be. It's the Picture Wheel Die Cuts Mystery Christmas set of 6 woodland inspired Etsy. And I'm using those, but you don't have to. You could use anything in that circle, anything you want. It takes her quite a while to cut these, so you would have to wait a bit, but you might be able to find someone else who has them ready to go in their shop. Just look up the picture wheels. I don't know what they call them. Picture wheel. Yeah, picture wheel die cuts. You might be able to find them, or you can go find the actual metal die cut and cut your own, right? So however you want to do that, but I'm using them in this because I think they're just like way cool. See, here's for another one. There should be another envelope in here. Where's my other envelope? Where'd it go? I am getting tired. I'm getting confused. Yeah, I know it's time to rest. Okay, so like that one's going to go on there inside, and then you're going to decorate the outside. I have that one. Isn't that cute? I've got that one put together. Isn't that cute? Okay, if you don't want to use picture wheels, then what we would do is when you go to cut this out, hold on a minute. So you can do some prep work here. That's why I'm telling you about this. And you can get your circles and use them on the inside, right? That you've cut out your paper to cover this with. And these are 5 by, they're pretty close to 5 by 5. So I used a die cut to cut these, and I used one that is, I don't know how you figure out, one that's 3.5. That's the biggest I had. It does make your opening a little bit smaller, but I like that. I don't really want that giant opening, right? But that allows us to use this on a card inside. See, look, okay? So that's perfect. So this is from a set of die cuts I got on Amazon, circles, and this is the very biggest circle I had to play with. So if you don't have these little wheels, we can just use this and we'll decorate that up in the middle. See, we would put something on there and decorate that. So I kept all my bits and pieces that I cut out just to make sure, you know. So you can get some stuff pre-cut if you want to do that for our next day. And then we have the minis. We also have something very similar in the mini. Put that note away. And we're going to do the same type of thing where I've got little, you know, things to decorate with. I have little words to put in the middle. And these are just things that these were stickers that I put on cardstock. And this was a page that I just cut up to create some words. So You know, you can do all kinds of things to cover these. And the ones you'll have will be white. I just happen to have. And then there's the card that can go on the inside. See, there's the card right there that I have ready to go. See, there it is. And we can use a tag too. So you can see I've already prepped a few of these to go, right? So I did prep so we could just go right to work. Maybe. And then I have some extra papers for the inside if we want. I've got that for the... Oh, here's one done. Well, almost done. Yeah, I've got the paper for the inside. This is going to go on the outside. That's going to go right there. So you can see I started this one, but that's as far as I got on that. So, but for these big ones, hopefully I didn't confuse you. You can replay the video. But I was trying to give you alternatives to using these little slides, photo slides. Okay, so that's our next project we'll be working on. This will be fun, and when you're done, that would be just fun to give to somebody with a card inside, tuck a card inside of it, cover it all up front and back, and give them a card inside. It would be so cool as a gift. Add a Christmas card to it, give it with a plant to a neighbor. You know, they just pull it out and they're like, oh, and then you write your message there. Or use a rubber stamp to stamp it. I have rubber stamps. I should pull those out. I should stamp the back of that so you could see. And then, like I said, they could have a lovely little note that goes inside like this. And it goes with whatever. Or put a Christmas card, you know. That is the Christmas card. And then just send it with a plant. So, all kinds of things you can do, guys. There's all kinds of things you can do with these. So, we're going to make those next. It makes a great gift, right? So, and I mean, you can use your die cuts for shapes. Your little 6x6 papers work really well with this. Yeah, I've got more cards cut to go for the bigger ones. So we're going to work on the 2 sizes next time. And I've got all my little trays set up, ready to go for our next little project. So, okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it right now. Like I said, I'm getting pretty darn tired. So I'm going to call it for today. I had a great time with you. I hope you enjoyed it. We've made it a little bit longer. And then I will see you tomorrow, Sunday, on day 2 of our weekend retreat at home. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I love you all very much. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.